orgasm. And the alignment, that's why the alignment feels so good, because you are at your highest and best self. Think about that for a minute. If you like it, I love it. Sign up for the VIP list. Whether you go through me or go through somebody else, as long as you're getting it, okay? Because the idea is to promote healthy, happy couples.
Science clearly shows us that everything in the universe is energy. You know, the floor that we're standing on is actually more energy than it is physical, even though it feels like it's real. You know, my hand, my face, it feels like it's solid, but it's actually, if, you know, quantum science tells us that there's more space here than there is matter, and the matter is more of a waveform than it is a particle. And so when we really have an experiential understanding of that, then we can start to play with our bodies, so to speak. We can start to shift the vibrational frequency of our bodies. So he's moving energy up and down. Our bodies are just energy.
And he's moving it out the throat. The throat is like the garbage chakra. And I don't want to say that because everything.
So what I've also
the throat is for truth, speaking your truth, right? Speaking your truth to yourself and to others, right? So, but that's an outward thing, right? It's not inward, it's outward. But these chakras are outward. But what I'm trying to say is that this, even though this is here, it connects to the mouth, which is even more outward. So so when we're bringing up energy, that's why when you have sessions, I tell you, make noise. If you need to emote, make the sound, because it is releasing and it causes seismic frequency, which speeds up the release. So if you go into the realm of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, it all becomes the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's moving his hand up and down. The energy is already the energy is already doing this. Remember when I said with the leaves and stuff, where you have a wind coming this way and a wind coming that way, and they come together and they swirl, and you see the world swirl, cute little leaves, autumn leaves and swirling. That's where she's at right now. Her energy is swirling. So her body, if you look at the video, she's making like snake movements. Like it's like this moves, and then this moves, and then the stomach moves, and then the hip moves, and then maybe the thighs move, and then maybe her feet will go moving, undulating like that. So it's almost like a belly dance. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool.
To learn is that our orgasm is also a vibrational frequency, a very particular one. Now, most of us over the years have become very good at creating a particular...
And see, she's so responsive. Like, as you can see, she's not even looking at his hand, but her movement is where his hand is at.
Vibrational frequency within our genital area, which creates this orgasmic experience that we all know.
So he's moving her head energy
but
down
what we're
to the
able
heart,
to do once we have the awareness of it and we learn a few practical tantric techniques, is we can start to create the same vibrational frequency that we do in our genital area. We can start to create that in the rest of our bodies.
Her body is
the same cells that make up our genitals are also making up
the
cells in our hands, and in our faces, and our eyes,
and that's what the orgasm looks like.
So we can essentially create orgasmic experiences in our eyes, in our teeth, over our whole bodies. All we need to do is learn how to
there's no sound, so you won't hear exactly what she's making, but I'm pretty sure it's
a friction-focused orgasm.
It's pleasurable sounds,
and we can do that, creating that experience during an energetic orgasmic experience. And for most people it's actually very simple. Once they've learned a few techniques, usually a weekend course with me is enough for people to get an experiential understanding of how they can start to raise the vibrational frequency within their bodies.
Getting the tools and the knowledge, right? The tools and the knowledge. And as you can see, this is not, well, he's speaking in English, so I'll go ahead and fast forward to him, but the other guy is not.
Experience within themselves on a regular basis. And this is, I believe Tantra fills that gap for people.
He's talking about once you become orgasmic, multi-orgasm, or have a full body orgasm, it's like then you come to where you'll feel orgasmic 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 days, 3 days.
Kogema energeetilist orgasmi.
In my understanding, all people are capable of having energetic orgasms. Now, for some people that attend one of my courses, it may happen very quickly. And for other people, it might be the beginning of their journey. And they may need to go on a journey for a period of time, several months or a year or two, who knows, depending on their past experiences, where they're at, how comfortable they feel with themselves.
This is talking about the pebbles, rocks, and boulders that I was saying earlier that block the streams that I talked about earlier.
Already, but there might be certain things that they need to heal within their bodies, certain beliefs that they might need to let go of around sexuality and vulnerability, etc., etc. But generally, if someone really wants this and they're willing to move through the blockages that they have emotionally and physically.
Yeah, and check out my video on how to pick a Tantra coach. So those are some tips you can look out for on how to pick a Tantra coach. I'll send it right here. Make sure I got that. Yeah, right here. And and it's just allowing or picking a Tantra practitioner that will allow you to be vulnerable and comfortable and getting rid of those things that are no longer serving, those emotional traumas.
Then everyone is capable of this, because essentially we are all just energy. Every human being is just an expression of consciousness vibrating at a particular frequency. And that frequency can be shifted into any new frequency. It just requires us to be open to that experience happening.
That is true. It's true. Just the fact that you're moving on the table and allowing yourself to move is tremendous. Because it's like, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to look stupid. Just to get past that, it's a feat in itself. And she's talking in
Tansraga, mis on
having an orgasm. 30% of women in the Western world live their whole lives never having an orgasm with another person. Now, they're scientific studies that were done. And in my personal research, I would suggest that 40% of women that do orgasm struggle to have the orgasm that they're having. It's like it's hard work for them to have their orgasm. So that really leaves us with 20 or 30% of women that can happily and comfortably have an orgasm whenever they feel like. Once again, our medical industry and religions would have us believe that it's normal for women to find it so difficult to have orgasms. But in my experience, that's just not true. Now, it might be common, but it's certainly not normal that this is the case. And so,
I can agree.
In developing the tantric body de-armoring, I've been able to support women and men now as well to release their what I call sexual holding patterns. Now, a sexual holding pattern, simply defined, means this.
Okay, what she's doing is a presence exercise. Now, that is when you do light touches in order to get the person out of their head and into the body, and thus also getting used to your energy and feeling comfortable with your energy and safe with your energy. So she's doing light touches, right? And then that's just like the first level. And the second level is continually meeting eyes, or gazing into each other's eyes continually and comfortably. Okay, so as she's doing the light touches, then the next level is like, okay, well, let's look at me and keep the gaze in my eyes as I'm doing this. And that too increases because you have to be vulnerable, because the eyes are the windows of the soul. So when you're doing that, you're being extremely vulnerable. So you have to, as a practitioner, you have to create that safe space so the person can be vulnerable, because they may not get it the first session and maybe take another session. And then the next level is when you guys breathe together, right? So now you have the light touches, which keeps you in the body, keeps you mindful. The eyes allow you to integrate even more the energy, allowing you to be vulnerable. And then the breath work really connects the two of you together. That in itself is like a Tantra session.
It's a combination of an unresolved emotional issue combined with physical tension in the body. See, from a tantric perspective, creating tension in the body lowers our vibrational frequency. Now, to be more tantrically, energetically activated, we need to have a high vibrational frequency. The other thing that'll lower our vibrational frequency is unresolved emotional issues from our past.
Right.
So the tantric body dharming is designed to release the physical tension around people's sexual holding patterns and also the unresolved emotional issues from the past. And when someone's able to fully release these physical and emotional issues, then their body is able to really open up. Their vibrational frequency is able to raise in a way that they can start to cultivate and circulate their sexual energy.
Circulate,
and therefore start to access these higher levels of consciousness and more
higher levels of consciousness
experiences. And believe it or not, it's actually very simple.
Experience higher levels of consciousness. This is when you start getting really spiritual with it. So again, Tantra is not all about mundane sex, okay? The Hollywood entertainment would have you think that, but it's so much more. It is like, it's energy medicine. It is sex medicine. It is marriage medicine. It is couple medicine. It is just good medicine to do that. And it's good as far as self-mastery medicine, because you can only go so far by yourself. Clarity comes through engagement, not through crystals. So you have to engage in order to get that clarity. You need other people. We are tribal people. You need people to help you on your journey.
Ilmselt esmane maitse oligi see, et on võimalik näha siin väga palju isiklikku arengut.
Okay, so they're speaking again in another language. So
around our thyroid gland is also connected to many other parts of our body, including parts of our sexual system. So once we reconnect, once we create awareness that our thyroid gland is an ancient sexual gland, it can start to behave that way again.
Right. So the endocrine glands are primarily where your chakra systems are, which are in tune and connect to your sexual profile. So as you're working the chakras, like he says, the pituitary gland, what is the other? Thyroid gland, thalamus gland. There's a pituitary, and there's one more, pineal gland. Right here, it is the kidneys. The kidneys are part of the sexual organ, right? The heart. All of these things, when the endocrine system gets online, and it's not just an energy thing. This is, again, diet, things that we put in our body, all matter, and it all plays a part. That's why I say Tantra is not just a sexual thing. It is a self-mastery thing, because you have to do the work, the flight time, in order to get the most bang out of your tantric experience, out of your transformational experience. And it's fun. I'm just saying.
And when people do, not only do they feel more balanced hormonally, but also I tend to find that they feel more confident in their lives. They can start to speak more clearly, speak their truth more.
That is true.
Staying in their hearts while they're doing it. And, we need people being able to speak their truth and communicating clearly with each other, because a lot of the relationship issues that we're having nowadays are based on miscommunication with each other.
That is so true.
Sa mainisid haavatavust ja me teame, et inimesed kardavad olla haavatavad, aga sinu vaadete kohaselt on hea olla haavatav. Mis on selles head?
In my understanding and experience, vulnerability is a beautiful source of authentic power.